Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. Tonight we're doing... This is a new league that Mr. Saxo has come up with. It's going to be called the Random GT4 League. The way this is going to work, quite simply, is all of the GT4 vehicles in GT Sport will be put into a sort of random selector, and, well, a car will be picked. So tonight we're going to be starting out with the AMG. As you can see, the guys now just doing a bit of practice, all running sort of their own paint schemes for the event. We're going to be kicking it off at Suzuka tonight. We're going to be doing a few test races. I'm also going to have Mr. Saxo commentating with me about the league. Obviously this is his creation, so he obviously knows what he'll be talking about, and he'll probably give us a better description. When he comes on. So yeah, starting off here at Suzuka. What time is it now? I think the lobby was set to open at 7 o'clock GMT, 8 o'clock Central European time. So, still a bit of time for everyone to get in. So I think we'll be running a few races tonight. A couple of different tracks, a couple of different cars possibly, or maybe we're just sticking to this car for tonight. But you get the gist. Every week at the end of the race, and the car for next week will be drawn out, and this event will take place on Thursday evenings. Hello, Mr. Saxo. Oh, hey, Polish. Welcome to the stream. Are you? I assume you'll be taking part. Yeah, we're live now. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, the lobby's up now. Everyone's sort of getting in. Steve sort of laid down a good lap time, and then he's gone to the pits, so I assume he may have for a little break. Then Jordan's burning down the house, doing a few spins. That is not a surprise. I've been getting the Subaru Lancer, I think it is. That's 3 days in a row now. It's shocking. I didn't either. I had to restart the game before I could see Steve's lobby for some reason. So I just do that. Should be good. Indeed. The guide's now just taking a few laps practice around the Suzuka circuit in the AMG. Have you got a nice paint scheme, Polish? I think Mr. Saxo's put a one on, I'm sure you could take. Yeah, it's a pretty nice one. We will of course see Mr. Saxo's scheme once he hits the track, or if Polish gets here first. Yeah. Can you see the lobby now? Is it saying that it's there? Yeah. Don't know why. Well, today I had my first daily race server crash. It was the daily race A. We were just doing the warm-up and the whole server went down, so that was weird. Yeah. Yeah. I was really looking forward to racing the Samba bus. Have you found livery? Yes. It's hard to see. We can't really see it with Mr. Saxo being in the pits, but depending on who gets here first, I'm sure we'll see it from either Polish or Mr. Saxo. Damn. It's like NGR Robbo there having a bit of lag. Seems to be teleporting just a little bit around. I believe we have 4 people currently in. I think we're expecting a full house. I believe that is sort of what we're going to be dealing with tonight. Full house, so that should be nice. Obviously, the more full the lobby is, the better racing we should hopefully see from that. Polish now in the room. As NGR Robert goes for a huge slide. You see he's teleporting around a little bit. Who's that behind him? Is that Scott? No, that is Dan. I like this circuit. It's got like a bridge section, which is quite interesting and cool to see. Dan's flying around that corner. So if you're just tuning in, the guys right now just sort of warming themselves up. You know, quite as expected. And we'll get going. NGR Robbo now in the pits. Let's just take a quick look at the settings that the guys are going to be running with tonight. So it's going to be a rolling start. There will be qualifying. Slipstream set to real, mechanical damage to light, tyre wear ×1, fuel depletion ×2. All of this stuff sort of real. There's a power limit and a weight limit. That's how we keep the cars sort of the same. Tuning prohibited, kart usage is no, shortcut penalties and all that on, and everything is off except for ABS, which is being allowed. Let's go and have a look at this. Polish is out, so that is the paint scheme that he'll be sharing tonight with Mr. Saxo. Goes for a little bit of a slide there. Polish back into the pits. So overall, I think that with this league idea, we're going to see some quite interesting combinations. Of course, the tracks, I think, will be predetermined for the season. However, the cars will be random, which will be quite interesting to see. So, as I said, all of the GT4 cars in GT Sport will go into a hat, and one will be pulled out. The only time that car cannot be used is if it is 2 consecutive weeks. So, for example, week 1, the AMG that we're running tonight gets pulled out of the hat. That's fine, we can go ahead and use that. Week 2, it comes out again. That hat is redrawn until we get a different vehicle, as we cannot use the AMG 2 weeks running. However, on week 3, if the AMG is pulled out of the hat once again, we will then be able to go back and use that car. So some cars may never see the light of day. Some may see the light of day multiple times. It'll just be what it is. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of racing, what kind of combinations we get. Of course, a lot of these GT4 cars handle very differently. Different levels of power, etc. So each car will be respective of their own car. Balance of power will never be on for this league. So the more powerful cars will come out to play, and the better handling cars will come out to play in their own right also. And the way that the drivers are being restricted, so no one has an advantage, is the weight limit. Mr. Saxo will determine what the lightest you can make that vehicle is, set the weight limit down to that, so you have to take the minimum weight, and also the power will be restricted, I think, to the stock power of the vehicle. So those details have to match, or they will not be allowed on the racetrack. More and more people now running laps here at Suzuka, but it is still Mr. Saxo with a 2:02 that is setting the pace right now. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone can best his lap time.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Saxo, welcome back.
Yes, right on time. What was that about a lap time? Is it still not beaten, mine?
No, your lap time is still unbeaten.
Okay. That was just the first lap.
Oh, the first
So,
one
Jamie, have you done an introduction to the event?
Yes, yes.
I guess so, yeah? Okay, cool. Well, let's go to the track for a sec. Yes. I'll say something in the chat.
So I was just trying to, just before you got back, Mr. Saxo, I was just trying to say how, you're restricting people to make sure that, everyone's on the same level of playing field. How are you planning on doing that exactly?
Well, the thing is, normally most people will use the BOP, the balance of performance, but yeah, some cars, they make them heavier, some they make lighter. I like lighter cars in terms of weight. It makes it more playful. So why not just tune it all the way down on the weight, because the game only allows you to restrict on a maximum weight, so the guys can't go over it. So every car is equal in weight, and in terms of power it doesn't really matter. The cars come in quite a powerful spec from on 100%, so you don't need much more on the power. Like for the front wheel drive cars, I don't think they even need more power, because then it would be
cause some more problems than
overpowered.
benefits.
Yeah, it would be overpowered. Yeah, 113, yes, and that's the maximum. You can't go higher. You can go lower if you want, but you can't go higher. Exactly.
It'd be nice to see how nimble these cars are once the fact that the weight has been reduced. I expect we'll see more battles with the fact that the whole thing is set to lighter weight.
Thank you. No.
So, Mr. Saxo, what was your inspiration for this league?
Actually, it just came out of nowhere.
It's a very interesting idea.
Yes. There's not... yeah, the thing is, you don't want the same always. Usually guys go for one car for the whole league, because you told them we're changing cars each week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, normally you choose one car for the whole league, and that's it. You're stuck with it, if you can call it like that.
Yeah.
In this case, we'll just have another car each week. How fun is that?
And I think that'll, it'll help people, because obviously some people have different driving styles, and some cars may better suit them than others.
It gives also a lot of variety, because each car has another adapting to driving, each car is different. And Dan just says good car feels awesome, and that's what we want. We want good cars. They're all equal, and we can change them each week, and no one knows what it's gonna be. So let's say Suzuka is on the schedule for next week, but you don't know the car yet. It can go any way. You know the track, but you don't know the car.
So is the entire sort of schedule going to be set? It'll be the cars that are the unknown until close to the time.
Yes, indeed. So we know everything. We know the specs of the race. We know how long we're racing. That's all set. We know the tracks. We just don't know the dates yet, but that won't be a problem once the new season starts. Yeah, but we'll have a different car each week.
That will be interesting to see, because I definitely, some people prefer to drive different handling type cars. Some people prefer more nimble cars. Some people prefer the more power. Indeed. So obviously each week different cars, people will find it easier or harder. So we'll see like varied results, I imagine, throughout the season.
Yeah, should be interesting. And I like the fact all cars are equal.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing as well.
Yes.
Because it's all going to come down to driver ability.
Yeah, maybe in the longer races, strategic-wise, I don't actually know. The mediums, will they last 45 minutes like on Suzuka? I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see, though. Just like the cars are unknown, that will be an unknown factor as well. I mean, they might last, but some people might opt to pit in, get some fresh ones, and see if they can make up lap time.
Indeed.
NGR Taylor posts in the commentary chat saying hello Saxo and Scraff. So hello to you, NGR Taylor.
Hello,
welcome to the stream.
Taylor.
We hope you enjoy your
Race
stay.
starts when we'll see. Let's do 1:10.
So the first race of the evening will be starting approximately 7:20 GMT.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So if you're watching the stream, go grab a beer, go have a piss, and then get yourself back here in 10 minutes.
Polish. Oh no, I wanted to say Polish broke my lap, but he didn't.
Polish now
you
the
will.
only man on the racetrack. Let's see if he can best Mr. Saxo's time.
202 flat. 202 flat. Yeah, 22 OG5.
He appeared to run turn 1 there a little wide, but we'll see. Nope, that time is not going to be broken this time.
Because I'm in the pits, probably.
NGR Dan going for a P.
Hey.
Making use of this time very well. There's nothing worse, you'll agree, Mr. Saxo, than, you know, battling side by side and needing the toilet. The two do not go very well together.
Nah. Very playful car in this spec.
Yeah, they seem quite bouncy, quite nice. F1
They
Scott Golf says hello everyone in the chat. I believe, yeah, he's currently in 3rd on the timing chart. He is taking part tonight with a very nice sort of silver and orange paint scheme. I must say, Scott, I went on your GT profile. Hard to share your Sam of Us paint scheme. Very, very nice. The Michelin Man blue paint scheme, very nice.
Yeah, I think the times in these kind of specs will be somewhere between the actual Group 4s and the Group 3s.
Yeah, you mentioned that's like sort of its own group, like Group 4.3.5.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Somewhere in between.
Which will be interesting, because then it's like racing something entirely different.
Yeah, and it kind of makes them like silhouettes with these kind of weights below 1,000 kilos. Awesome cars to drive.
Right, guys, I'm going to leave you in the hands of Saxo for a few minutes while I just go to the bathroom myself.
Oh no, I might screw up, Jamie.
You'll be fine. Just talking more about the league, and I'll be right back.
I hope more people will join us, so that's what I'm hoping. Relax. You're trying too hard.
I had the fastest sectors, all of them.
Last corner. The hairpin. I'm just cruising around. Yeah, so about the league, about the Group 4 cars, we have actually, I think 26 possible cars that can be drawn out of that hat, out of Jamie's hat. I think that's enough choice for a variety of cars throughout the league. Although we'll probably be using 20 or less in case he draws on a car twice. It can happen. Just not in 2 consecutive races, then there will be a new draw. Right. I'm gonna try another lap time here. Ooh, that was late. Way too late. I screwed it up already. Woohoo! Amazing. This lap won't count anyway. Can you make another 10? I can, but is everyone okay with that? That's the question. Is everyone on the track now? Alright, hard brakes. Ooh. Yeah, I was trying to do that earlier, but I had to make another lap. Yeah. Ooh. Make it stick. Good approach this time. Only half a second from my best time. I'll break it this time. Ooh. Stay on the inside. Barely any quicker through sector 1. Aha! I gained 2/10 there. Ooh. I think I'd lost some time there. Yeah.
Everybody, I am back.
Hey, Jamie. Can I break the lap time?
Be interesting to see. No.
Nah, I lost 2/10 again.
You seem to lose most of it in that last sector.
Yeah, no, it's kind of around that time. You between 2 and 3. Definitely more in there.
Your 1's okay. But I'm surprised no one's gotten
Closer.
That was a fluke lap time as well in our first one.
Apparently so.
And it seems kind of untouchable.
But it was also on fresh tires. I've already done like 4 laps on these, but that shouldn't make any difference though. The wear is only on 1, so...
Is it? I thought it was on 2.
No. The fuel is on 2.
Alright, okay. That's where I got mixed up.
Yes. 4 laps, I used the quarter of a tank.
You can even take this further, Steve. Everyone has their own hat drawn.
I'm gonna go back to the pits. Actually, I'm gonna take a look at all the liveries. How do you change cams again?
R1.
You can look back. Oh, found it. So nice. Who's this? Oh, Polish, you're using my livery. Oh, Jamie, you're on track with a Lexus.
Yeah, somehow fits the bill perfectly.
You have an AMG engine in it then?
I presume so.
AMG swapped, yeah. Let me take a look at that life timings. Jamie, try a lap time, see how close you can get in the Lexus.
Remember when I'm on the pad and I'm also terrible at the game.
Oh. I see, Robo's ready, I think Dan's back as well. Shall we start a race, Jamie?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask the
Right
question
on time.
in the chat.
I should probably back out actually, quickly. Who is that in the Patronus scheme? Jesto, very nice AMG scheme there. That light blue looks very sexy. So it looks like, folks, we'll get the first race going soon.
Yeah.
Well, the guy that wanted the extra 10 minutes, Steve's back now, so I'm ready.
Right.
So what I'll do is, Steve, I'll just mute you during the race. If you don't know if you want to mute me, otherwise you'll just hear me screaming. And then I will see those guys after the race. Reason I muted Saxo there, and he's going to mute me, is obviously my commentary will be a bit distracting, obviously, as he's going to be racing on the track. So here we are for the first test race of the random GT4 in the SLS AMGs. We've got 6 cars on the track at this moment in time. Polish, Jester, Scott, Saxo, Dan and Robbo. So here we go, the rolling start about to take place. Polish on the pole for the first race, and the green flag is out. It's Suzuka. Scott with a great launch. They go single file into one, but it's going to be Jester that dives to the inside of Polish, and NGR Dan's going to dive down also. Oh, Scott way off. Scott drove it in extremely hard there. Robbo also. Saxo up to third, Jester in second, Polish still on point. NGR Dan though catching them back up. Oh, and Polish is around. Oh, and Dan is hard into the back of him. Jester and Saxo, they managed to get through and around him. Oh, and Saxo takes the lead. Did Jester get a bit loose? This seems to be a 10-minute endurance race, folks. I didn't realise it was an endurance event until now. Jester overshot that corner. Mr. Saxo now running away with it. But Jester is catching him. Let's go a bit further back in the field as Polish now currently in last place. With the damage on light though, he did take a hard knock, so his car not going to be performing as well as it should be. Dan's looking a bit slidey there in third. He isn't really gaining much on Jester at this moment in time. However, Jester is reeling Saxo back in. Only a few more corners now and lap 1 will be in the books. What a crazy first lap. And only 6 cars on the racetrack. But Mr. Saxo though going to lead the first lap here at Suzuka tonight, setting a 2:08. With that 10-minute clock, I'm not sure what fuel and tyres are going to be like. Obviously fuel is on ×2, tyres on ×1. Will they need to make a stop? So Robbo's gotten off the racetrack there. Polish does get around him. Let's go back up to the front as Mr. Saxo's managed to pull away a little bit from Jester now. Seems like Jester is better through the first half of the circuit than Mr. Saxo is at this time. The first 3. We've got about 10 seconds on 4th place. Down this long straightaway though. Slipstream of course enabled and is on real. Be interesting to see as Jester goes for a little bit of a slide there. Remember, traction control, pretty much all of the assists are prohibited except for ABS. So they're not going to be getting any aid really whatsoever on turning, and these things quite torquey, so throttle management will be required to perform well. Just going to shut this door. There you go, that is the gaps between first through third right now. It looks like there's a slight battle at the back there between Polish and Robbo. Let's go and have a look at that. Those two quite close together, within a second of each other. Robbo should get the slipstream down the front stretch. Will he make a cast? Will he go for a pass into 1? Not going to get there. Hard on the braking. Mr. Saxo gets into the sand trap a little bit and he's off. Saxo is off. Jester to the lead. He gets going again. With less than half the time remaining, does Saxo have what it takes to get back up to the lead? As Dan is now catching him down. Of course, with the tyre wear on, you know, that slide could have quite heavily damaged the tyres, burnt them up a little bit, which obviously wouldn't be good news for Saxo. Polish though now quite off the pace. Something must have happened there that we missed. He was right on the back bumper of Robbo just about a minute ago, and now he has fallen back 11 seconds behind Robbo. Let's go back up to the front of the field though. Jester with a 6-second lead. 4 minutes has just ticked by on the clock. Less than 4 minutes remaining in this first race. Jester's been fairly consistent, made a few little mistakes there, got a bit loose, but he's managed to hold himself very well. These little mistakes that are manageable. He now just needs to drive consistently, safely, focused. If he can do that, he'll be able to keep Mr. Saxo at bay and win our first test event of tonight. Scott now into third. Dan must have had a moment. Those two quite close together though, only 2 seconds separating them. I'm not quite sure how the endurance racing, the timed events work on GT Sport. I'm presuming once they take the flag, once the time runs out, when they cross the line basically they will finish where they run. And if they've passed the start finish line then they can battle for the remainder of that lap. Be interesting to see going forward. Because Jester still has a 5.4 second advantage over Saxo. And how can we forget Saxo spinning out a few times yesterday during the team versus team event with Gran Turismo Club, Mature Racing Club. Not very often we see Mr. Saxo make a mistake, but it does happen, even to the best of them. See as Jester goes for a little slide there, able to recover it though. But going down the long front straightaway, that's going to cost him. But he does set the fastest lap of the event there over 2. But Mr. Saxo fires straight back over 2 minutes 1.6. That is the fastest lap we've seen in this car at this racetrack under these conditions here tonight. This will be the last lap of the event, of less than 2 minutes on the clock. Will Mr. Saxo be able to get to Jester? The 2 tenths there quicker in the first sector, so you can tell he's pushing it. Let's take a look a bit further back in the pack. These guys pretty well spread out now, about equal between 3rd, 4th and 5th. Oh, as Dan goes off into the sand, that's going to cost him some time. Polish now may have a chance to catch back up. Race leader Jester though now only with a 3.4 second advantage over Saxo. He's losing time, but I don't think Mr. Saxo has enough time left. The clock 5 seconds remaining. So the time has expired. This is the final lap. 2 more corners for Jester. Out of the final corner, Jester's going to win at Suzuka. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first test event in the books. What a drive though for Mr. Saxo. That spin and able to get back within 3 seconds. Pretty impressive driving. I can see this series, this league becoming quite cool. Obviously, I'm not completely sure how the events will be structured, whether it'll be like one race, or whether it'll be a sprint and a feature, or, you know, whatever. So we'll have to see. But very exciting stuff, as all of our drivers now have crossed the line. Apollos, though, not what he was expecting from first to last. Alan, game looks fun from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. How you doing, Alan? Welcome to the party. So there we have it, folks. First race in the books. I'm going to get Mr. Saxo back in the chat. Hello, Mr. Saxo.
Amy.
Wow, that was quite the something there.
That was fun. I got cocky there and I made a mistake.
You drew a hell of a race to get it back, though. Nearly got it under the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, I thought I'd just go for lap time, you know, and that worked out beautiful. 2 consecutive faster laps, but just ran a flawless race.
Indeed. Jester was a little bit loose, but he was able to save it. Yeah, he was. His tires were going almost every corner, but he was hanging on to it.
Yeah, it's a really
so
fun car to drive on the limit. It's a really fun car. I think it's because of the weight. It weighs so much less than a normal GT car.
And there is Jester in victory lane.
Yeah, congrats to Jester.
He drove a good race, start to finish.
Flawless.
That was quite cool. That was the first endurance race I've seen, not laps. So
yeah, I like that format.
Yeah.
You know? You're not sure how many laps are still left, and it can be in your advantage or disadvantage.
They could bite you in the ass. You might not have enough fuel, or
yeah, or on the end of a race, hey, there's so much time left. I might finish in this lap instead of doing another lap extra, you know?
Yeah. Makes sense. A lot of people, though, going for a slide. It was pretty intense. People were spinning everywhere. It was pretty crazy. Ooh, do we get to vote? Mount Panorama with 2. Oh, good choice, Polish. Oh, I wish I'd voted for that now. Steve, vote for Outer Loop. Ah. Well, Steve, you're in luck. Jester's off. You might have an opportunity to win one now. Congrats to Jester, though, on his win. But, farewell. Look at Scott's fantastic spelling there of avoid. Awesome. So here we are, guys, for the second event here at Mount Panorama. How long are these guys going to get for practice, Mr. Saxo?
Yeah, about 10 to 15 minutes max.
Yeah, it's enough time to sort of get around and stuff. Thank you, Taylor, for the share, saying you shared the stream on Twitter. That should be good. Hopefully get a few more new viewers in. So, I've not seen this track so early. The lighting's very nice. 8 o'clock in the morning. Scott, currently the only guy on track, but he's sitting in the pits. So we'll get to some spectating once people get going.
I've asked the guys the question if they're okay with this track, but Nordschleife Aussie style. Let's say 10 minutes till race.
So Robbo now out on the racetrack, the first driver to do so. Let's see what sort of pace he sets for the rest of the field. Very slidey. Oh! By the entrance to the hill there, Robbo got a bit
maybe
lost. Yeah.
If they count in the time of day, it might be slippier in the morning.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
The track looks kind of damp.
It does, doesn't it? A bit dewy. It's Brands Hatch really early in the morning. Looks like someone's just taking the poop on it. It looks really muddy.
Oh, somebody took out the 150 sign.
I hope that's not your breaking point, Steve.
I think it's about there.
Struggle.
Maybe a little further.
You just look where there's a gap, and then you'll know where to brake. Love the uphill section of this track. It's really frustrating though doing the daily races when people try and go 3 wide through this bit. It does not work.
3 wide. Sticking.
Ooh. It was a bit foggy actually from that camera angle of you just going down there. Whoa! Whoa.
It's really slidey up here.
You're going all over the shop.
It's just the outlap, but it is slippery though.
Yeah, it is.
Backstretch. Will we top out? Might top out. Ooh, on the rev limiter. Almost. Almost same cornering speeds in that corner as the GT3's. Ooh.
I'm just looking at the merchandise for Nxtgen. How do you look at it? Oh no.
Lovely to drive these cars. Pretty playful. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, it's sliding. Who was that? Robbo's just...
Was it Robbo?
I think Robbo's
yeah,
gone for a spin. Oh, I really want one of those jerseys.
Yeah, they look cool, don't they?
The NGR things, yeah. I don't know how you do it. Just
Yeah.
click on it and then nothing's happening though.
It gets really slidey up here on the hill section downhill.
I need to get a camera and then one of these shirts so I can wear it for the streams. All I can hear is tyres screeching.
I can assure you this one ain't in the league. Oh, Bass just sent me a friend request. Just gonna finish this lap. Yes, I topped out. I hit the rev limiter.
Damn.
That's promising for the slipstreams.
Yeah.
It keeps you close together. Oh, it's so slidey though.
NGR Scotty has joined us for race 2.
Come on.
I'm excited to see Scotty's paint
Can-
schemes. He's always doing some funky paint schemes.
Yeah, his liveries are cool.
He's a little bit of an artiste.
Stop. Let's see. I've got a friend request from Baz.
Baz is fast, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Baz is cool. I love racing with Baz.
He's very consistent as well.
Yeah. Friend request accepted. Should be friends now. Yes, sir. We might be seeing him pop in the lobby very soon.
I would imagine so. As Dan goes for a humongous slide at the top of the hill, bam. Into the wall.
Yeah, it's very slippery up the hill. Once you go down, I don't know.
Left foot with the weight
tires filled with
reduction, it would have
helium.
been nicer, but they seem to be on ice skates. Are you sure they were on mediums, Steve, and not on ice cubes?
Yeah, it's very strange, but I can imagine it's a bit more wet up the hill. I don't know,
Yeah.
because it's higher. Actually, that doesn't make sense. Damp, yeah, damp does make sense. Water just runs down, but
Polish there mowing the grass as he comes off the main straightaway.
check the timings. Dan did a 2:10.
This was again Mr. Saxo you with the fastest lap set so far during practice, but Baz is yet to
That's
come.
just the first lap. I can imagine if you really push it, there's
I wish Mark
seconds
would get back
more
to me about
find.
these backing jerseys.
Flying down that stretch does look cool. Oh, Robo's parking it again.
Nxtgen clothing. Oh, that's not the same. That's something completely different. Click on the Nxtgen jersey logo. Where's that? 404. This page doesn't exist. Oh. Oh, I think they might have stopped making the jerseys, Steve.
Oh, really?
No. There's lots of other cool stuff though.
I think after this race, I'm gonna ask the guys that actually raced for some feedback if they, how
If-
they are.
Would they like any changes, etc.?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's about 9 minutes now.
Polish is flying. But will he get off the grass this time? Yeah, looks like he's going to do it. I'm assuming, Steve, we're going to be having another 10-minute endurance?
Yes, sir, indeed.
Cool.
Will be about 5-6 laps. 5? Yeah, 5 laps.
5. Yeah. Should be good.
Is it in all basic?
Alright, Mr. Saxo, I'll catch up with you in a bit. Enjoy and good luck. So as you can see there from the chat, Mr. Saxo putting race in 2 minutes. The guy's just doing a bit more practice around this beautiful venue, Mount Panorama. personal favourite of mine. If I'm honest. Nice. Looks like the race is about to start, guys. Oh, this Polish goes for a little slide. Scotty there saying he'll set this one out as he's never tried the car before. Well, Scotty, you've got to give it a go, mate. How are you going to learn? Might as well get stuck and involved. It's a test event after all. However, the race will be beginning in 5 seconds, folks. 10-minute endurance race here around Mount Panorama. So here is the field. Let's see who we have. We have Scott, Dan, Polish, Saxo and Robbo. 5 vehicles to settle it here at Mount Panorama. Test race 2 of the Random GT4 League. The rolling start has begun. These guys will now come off the corner and begin the race. Green flag out at Mount Panorama. Change for the lead though. Dan gets ahead of Scott. The two are going to battle side by side as Polish dives it in a second. Dan's into the wall. Dangerous spot to get into an incident that close and when you're the leader in front of everybody. Oh, and big contact for Mr. Saxo, I believe that was. No, it wasn't. Who was that? Someone was just heavily involved. I think that was Scott that went for a slide. Dan remains our race leader as they come now onto the long straightaway. Oh, Polish for a slide. Oh, and Robbo gets into the back of Saxo. Saxo around. Bino go back to the front of the field though. Polish less than a second behind Dan. Well, bad luck for Saxo there, just got tagged in the rear a bit. Dan though for a slide, coming onto the front stretch. Saxo, they were able to get around Robbo. I don't know what happened there. Did Saxo return the favour? Or did Robbo just get out of shape? The battle intensifying for the race lead. Our driver's now on lap 2. Polish gaining on Dan. Remember on the first lap Dan got very out of shape here. He's going to do it this time, but Polish has a run. He's gotten really nowhere to stick it though. Be interesting to see where he opportunes to pass. Obviously the big long straightaway would be a great place to use the slipstream. Oh, Polish gets a little bit out of shape there. He's able to snap it back though and correct himself. That could have been a big moment for him. Oh, and he dives it in underneath Dan. They both touch. That looked to me like Dan may have broke a little bit early there, driving a very defensive line. Polish wasn't expecting it. He is gaining though down the straightaway, ever so slightly. Dan there though a little bit out of shape under braking. Polish though into the grass. But here comes F1 Scott and Mr. Saxo. Mr. Saxo able to get back up into the lead pack here. In fact, these four are running very close together now. The only... Oh, as Polish goes off and into the gravel. Mr. Saxo comes on the inside and takes the 3rd position. That is the battle for the top 3 here. Of course. Oh, as Polish hits the wall again. It's going to cost him a lot. Polish though again not having the run he wanted here at Mount Panorama. And Dan though goes for a big slide coming onto the front stretch, well the long stretch, sorry. Less than half of this race remaining. We estimated that they would get 5 laps in, we may see 6. Well no they won't, sorry. 5, there will be 5 laps at the rate they are running.